This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. What are you, concerned or something? What's wrong with you? What's that face?
Not feeling good, bro.
No?
Nah, hopefully it's not the Omarion coronavirus.
Oh, well, at least if you are vaccinated, right? And
yes,
that, right?
I am.
Okay, so, at least you're vaccinated. So hopefully it doesn't, affect you too much is what I'm saying. If it is, I hope it isn't. But you know what, dude? I think we're all headed for it.
We are. It's herd immunity.
Yeah, we're going to end up all of us getting this one because this one seems like it is popping everywhere, dude. I don't even know how I haven't gotten it yet, and I'm out all over the place. Okay?
Yeah.
Everywhere. By the way, I was doing a little digging this weekend.
Uh-huh.
And I was told that Brian Flores made phone calls to you and to Barry Jackson in two different incidents. And I heard he wasn't very cordial to either one of you guys.
No, not phone calls.
No, it was personal.
It was in person. It was in person for me. I can't speak for Barry.
Okay, so Barry was the phone call. Yours was in person.
I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else's on their issue.
Okay, but okay. So what I heard is,
but I can tell you, every media member had at least one.
Were you the one that he said you effed us? Did he tell you that, or that was the Barry one?
Probably me.
I'm told he told either you or Barry that he was pissed. He goes, "Hey, you effed us." And he told you straight up like that, or Barry on something about a lineman or something like that.
No. Okay, I don't know Barry's
Walk us
situation.
through this. Walk us through this story and altercation you had with Flo.
Not interested. I don't feel like I don't want to be part of the story. Let's just
Well, but it is an example of his lack of people skills.
I mean, but I've had run-ins with Joe Philbin. I've had run-ins with Tony Sperano. I've had run-ins with.
Were they nasty like that?
They included some like Joe Philbin when he cursed at us. That was like, whoa, this is Joe Philbin. Like, he's not gonna put up with any of this fucking shit. Like that, Joe Philbin gave us. Like Joe Philbin got rough with us. But this was not. I'm not interested in rehashing it. All I'll say is, don't nobody talk to me like that. It don't matter. Like it don't matter who the fuck you are.
Like, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah, because that's what I was told. I know Barry made a little reference to it in one of his articles. But he didn't really elaborate on it. But I was told over the weekend that he got nasty with you and Barry. So I'm just saying. So that's why
he got nasty. He got nasty with just about everybody. Everybody had their own moment, an instance, which I learned after the fact, and then we all privately cross-checked each other. Like, did he act like this? Was this what he did? And then when we learned it was all universal and this wasn't an isolated incident, we were like, oh, there's an issue here. And it's a lack of respect issue. And, it is what it is. Media members, we have our run-ins with coaches all the time. It's not the first or last member that I have a run-in with. But it's not about the issue. It's about how you conduct yourself. And I have no regrets about how I conducted myself. I'm pretty sure. I think he's an individual. He's one of those individuals where when he's angry, I think he blacks out.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was told. That it was just one of those that the anger it's a rage that takes over when he has that anger in the building and all that stuff. I mean, bro, when I read that story, I did not know that he got Matt Taylor fired. I mean, bro. Those of us that have been in this business, especially when you watch all the Dolphin PR people, all those men and women, all they ever do is work their asses off, dude. Okay.
I don't even know if that's a major part of the story, because coaches get their own PR people all the time.
No, but I mean the pettiness of firing him, that was just, just come on, dude. It's a
bro,
PR.
here's what's happening. Everybody is throwing out their laundry list of all his grievances and issues and problems, and it's not, and using it as an example for why he got fired or his lack of ability to have interpersonal relationships. Okay, it all has some validity to it, but the bottom line is he got fired. He got fired because he ultimately can't hire an offensive staff.
Yeah, well, that's obvious.
And he had too many run-ins with too many people.
Yeah, his people skills were terrible. That's he had the Randy Shannon disease.
And somebody brought that up to me. Somebody brought that because everybody knows.
I did that last week. I brought it up to you. I'm the one that brought it up to you last week. What's wrong with
you?
Yes. You know, thousands of people are learning your memory sucks, by the way. I just want you to know.
Hey, man, Alzheimer's runs in
thousands
my family.
Of people every week are fighting.
It's a sensitive issue to me. I don't appreciate you calling me out. It runs in my family. I'm now worried about myself. But yeah.
No. By the way, that's all of us, Omar. We all have memory issues because we're so overworked and burnt out and all that stuff. It happens.
I'm not overworked or burnt out. I just, I listen. Randy Shannon was a despicable human being, and people who know me know that I don't like Randy Shannon, and for various reasons.
Well, a lot of people didn't like Randy Shannon actually. Once you
had to
know Randy Shannon, you knew you didn't want to know Randy Shannon.
Flo isn't at that level. But he has some real issues, and like the anger management, like when he gets turned up, and we saw certain instances of that during the game. And then I remember the Jakeem Grant thing in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
and then he was ultra apologetic about it because he didn't want, he had a sensitivity about it, about how a black head coach is going to be perceived, or it was such an issue that, he didn't want that clip used on him moving forward. But when Flo turned up, and it's not pretty. And yeah, I had one of the incidents. I'm sure all of us had an incident. But it's, my issue is you could have your opinion and that's fine. And I still disagree with your opinion. But nobody talks to me like that. Nobody, zero.
Yeah. I heard it was ugly between him, you, and Barry, that he got really ugly with you two. We will ask Joe Shad if he had any run-ins in the third hour with us on the program. We'll see if he has any things that he wants to elaborate on. All right, so far, Doggy, we got Dable, Moore, Mike McDaniel, Thomas Brown, Leslie Frazier, Vance Joseph, and Dan Quinn. I'm on record that I'm a Caldwell guy. That I want to call. I know Caldwell's not on this list, but I want a Caldwell Del Rio type. But Dable is one that I would accept because, as I've told you, as we've talked about, Pats 98 to 01, Jets 07 to 08, Browns 09 to 010, Dolphins, then KC, back to New England, Bama, Bills here.
He was in KC.
Yeah, he was the OC in KC in 2012. How about that?
That's for Romeo Crennel?
Yeah.
Okay, so he wasn't part of Andy Reid. Yeah.
No, Reid came after. But still, I mean, the fact that he was considered that, that's actually big. And obviously Romeo had history with him with New England. So
he was, and to this day still is my favorite former offensive coordinator here in Miami. And I make the argument to people all the time, if he wouldn't have gotten off to a late start because of the lockout, they would have had a better offense. It took them half the season to install the offense. They had a quarterback change, but he won games with Matt Moore. And not to say that's Matt Moore took this team to the playoffs. Matt Moore is the last quarterback to take this team to the playoffs.
Wins, right? I think 6-3.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The give him weaponry and he'll find a way to make it work. And that's what I've always liked about him. He's got an aggressive style to him, as you saw in that last playoff game, where he's not taking his foot off the gas. He's going to fix the offense. The only concern I have is can he put together a quality defensive staff? Because
that's the question.
If we're going to be honest and candid about these first-time head coaches, their inability to put together quality defensive staffs or a quality
opposite staff, opposite of whatever they are.
Correct.
In other words. Yes.
That has been the issue. Now, if Daboll has a relationship with who's the defense coordinator here? Damn.
You talk about our guy here now?
Josh Boyer, yeah.
Yeah, Boyer.
I don't know if that's going to work because it looks like Flo's going to get a job in this cycle, whether it be Houston or Chicago. And Flo's probably going to take Boyer with him. I think Boyer probably would benefit from getting from under Flo, but then maybe he still feels like he has things to learn. I'm also a big Gerald Alexander guy. I want Gerald Alexander to stay here because I know how talented he is and I know how quickly he's going to rise in the league. But he's still got a lot to learn as well. But this coaching staff, if no matter who it is, I'm going to be worried about if defense is his specialty, like Dan Quinn, I'm going to be worried about the offensive side of the staff.
Of course.
Yeah. And that's no matter who it is. Daboll gets the hot job. I'm going to be worried about the defensive side of the staff.
But he is the one assistant coach that I would give the green light to. Actually.
Who? Daboll?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I love Daboll.
By the way, I don't know what you're hearing, but I'm hearing he's like the leading candidate by like 87 miles. Like there is no number two.
I don't know if I'm comfortable saying that. I think he's the leading candidate, but I don't know if I'm comfortable saying that from this standpoint. He's going to have more than likely multiple job offers. And
I know that, but what I'm telling you is he's the guy they want. He's the guy they want. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's fair to say that. I think he's the front runner, but I don't know if it's fair to say he's the guy they want until they sit down with him, because Daboll has a personality like me, and that's part of the reason why I love him. And it could rub you the wrong way. It could definitely rub you the wrong way if you don't like people who are straight shooters. I don't think that straight shooting is not a problem. It's your communication skills. After that, you can be a straight shooter.
I communicate quite well.
You can be a straight shooter and still get along with people. That's not.
Oh, I think I get along with everybody, but some people, straight shooters, don't rub certain group of people the right way. They don't make them feel comfortable. And I'm not sure that Steve Ross.
I know that, by the way. I know that, by the way.
Yeah. I'm not sure that Steve Ross is comfortable with a straight shooter. And I'm just being honest and transparent to you. Let me just break this down for you. You know why he liked Gase? Gase made him popular in the room. In a room amongst NFL owners, Gase had the charisma Gase was always popular, Mr. Popular. And Gase would always be able to run the crowd. And when you get to the NFL owners meetings, Gase made Steve Ross cool. Yeah, he just did. And I think Ross is looking for a coach like that. Flores didn't do that. And I'm not saying that that's the right approach or that's the right answer or that's the right thing to look for. I know he's also looking for an offensive coach. I think he felt like he made a mistake hiring a defensive coach because, the offense regressed. And, Ross is always about the offense and has always been about the offense. And he wants a better product on the field offensively, as do all Dolphin fans. The problem is he keeps hitching his wagon to not the right quarterback, which, it is what it is. You could feel how you want to feel about Tua, and I love Tua, but I have my concerns whether or not he's going to be a top 10 quarterback in this league. And Ross should have.
But you can't have it both ways, Omar. Either you love Tua and believe he can be a good quarterback, or
I think he can be a good quarterback, but can he be a top 10 quarterback? No, I don't know. I don't think so.
So if he has a running game, a coach, and an offensive line, what can he be in your eyes?
Jimmy Garoppolo. And I like Jimmy Garoppolo, and I respect Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'll ride with Jimmy Garoppolo. My question for Tua is, moving forward, are you Jimmy Garoppolo or better?
I think he's better, personally. If you give him a running game and an offensive line with a coach that knows offense, I think he can be a top 10 quarterback because he's just a smart and an accurate kid.
I think he's top half quarterback.
You just have to run the right offense and compliment him. That's it, and I think you'll be fine.
I think that, and I've heard this from his teammates. The velocity is just not going to go away. The velocity issues are just not going to go away, and there throws that he can't make. And
Drew Brees didn't have velocity, bro, and he survived in this league. You don't have to have velocity. You have to have accuracy and anticipation and ball and what's it called? Ball
placement.
Ball placement. That's it, dude. That's what you have to have in this league. Glenn Dawson didn't have a big arm. Bob Reese didn't have a big arm. Chad Pennington didn't have a big arm. I mean, there's lots of quarterbacks that have had success in the league without a big arm.
Yes, but how much success? And that's when I bring up those names.
Bob Reese is in the Hall of Fame. Drew Brees is in the Hall of Fame. Len Dawson was a damn good quarterback. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. Obviously, Pennington had way too many injuries to end up there, but he was a good quarterback. Didn't have a strong arm.
Yeah, he didn't have a strong arm at the end, but let's not disrespect Chad Pennington. He used to put that ball out there for Randy Moss. Let's not forget that.
I know that, but I'm just saying
he had that thing in the beginning. And
yeah, but he's throwing it ahead of time, so Moss would just glide right under it and take off. You know, it's a 35-40 yarder that Moss made an 80 yarder.
Yeah, Chad Pennington. People disrespect Chad Pennington's arm. I think Tua will be a good quarterback in 2023 once he's seen every defense everybody's going to face and the team is built around him. I just don't know if he's going to be a top 10 quarterback. And that's my, that's where I got to see more. I got to see him with a line. I got to see him with a running game.
I got you. All right. What are you working on the Sun Sentinel, my brother, so folks can check you out?
Right now, I just asked for some time off because I got to beat this bug. I more than likely, I'm doing something kind of looking at where this job stacks up in terms of what's available and what's out there. And I'd love to get your opinion on this. I don't want anything to do with the Giants job because that's just a bad job.
Yeah.
Chicago, I can be enticed.
Yeah, they got a nice defense.
Depending on that, how you feel about the quarterback. I
like him too. You got to work with the young man. Give him some time to
grow. If you're
Dable
and you see the skills of Tua and you see the skills of Justin of Brant, what's his name? Fields.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. You see the skills of Justin Fields, and it comes down to which quarterback you like. Who are you picking?
Oh, I'm taking Tua because he's the better passer. But I love.
You can look at what you did with Josh Allen.
Right.
Say,
I like what Fields brings to the table. He's a winner. He'll play hard as hell. He's got heart, man. I like the kid. It's just you do have to kind of mold him a little bit more as a passer, kind of like you did with Josh Allen.
See, but he's got things that you can't. He's got things that you can't teach Tua.
Exactly. No, he's got athleticism that Tua will never have. It's just the way it is. He's just gifted. The Lord gave him athletically more gifts than he gave Tua. But Tua is superior to him as a passer, as a pocket passer.
Right now.
So, yes.
Right now.
And will be for years to come. Because if you keep Tua protected, all he's going to do is get better, dude. That's all he's going to do. So I don't know if Justin will ever become the passer that Tua is, but there's no doubt that Justin has so much talent that if you're Dable, okay, it might be a little bit more of a reclamation project, But I see what you're saying. The upside, it's all there, man.
Where do you feel about Jacksonville's job?
Oh,
It comes to Trevor Lawrence.
I'm a Trevor Lawrence guy. I love Trevor Lawrence. I don't care what he did this year. That's just what's around him is garbage, and that's why. Yeah, man. If I'm an offensive mind, hell yeah, I want to go there. That owner will spend, dude. It's the same thing that's going on here.
Do we think? I don't know. I don't know about that. And
no, Omar, he spends. That guy's building hotels and condominiums and all that stuff to offset the fact that he can't bring the money in for the stadium. So they're giving him properties around that area where he's building condos and all kinds of stuff where he can make more money. Shad Khan, bro, he owns a soccer team.
Yeah,
okay?
But
you don't play games, dude. If you're in the international,
what's their history of spending to improve their product?
No. It's just no. It's not. It's not a matter of spending. That's not a problem for them. Their problem is they haven't had the right, like us. They haven't had the right combination of front office and coaching to turn that thing around. That's all it is, Omar. Nothing more. Shad Khan is dude. He's a good owner, man.
I like him.
He's actually a great owner because most owners with half a brain, and I know he's got a great brain, but most of them would have said, yo, get me out of Jacksonville, and I need to move this team to Mexico City or Toronto or whatever, Las Vegas or whatever, and he never has over the years. He has stayed there and even willing to go become the London team in a way at times to always give up a home game. He's a good man, bro. He's a good man.
Vikings and Broncos. Vikings, obviously, there's a Kirk Cousins issue where he's the highest paid player in the NFL, and you gotta. But Kirk is not a bad quarterback now, as you know. We've had this issue.
It's just the team has to be perfect around him in order for him to be the facilitator.
Same thing for Tua. Same thing for Tua.
No, I think he's a superior passer to this guy. I'm just.
You crazy? You crazy?
I think Tua can be a hell of a quarterback, bro. That's just me.
You crazy? You crazy?
You give him Minnesota's team, and he does better than Kirk Cousins. You give him a line and a cook running the ball.
I don't know about that.
You give him a Stephon Diggs and stuff like that, like the kind of receivers he's had there. And what's the name of the other kid they have now?
Put some respect on Kirk Cousins' name. That's. Like Kirk has done it now.
Numbers, they're numbers. That's all they are.
And
not enough big moments, bro. Not enough
Broncos. Ownership situation unsettling.
Yes. We don't know who's going to be the owner. Will it be Elway or will it be Peyton Manning?
It's not going to be Elway. Didn't Elway get his wings clipped?
Well, yeah, because he can't pick a quarterback. He can't He can't find a quarterback. You realize that the Denver Broncos have never drafted a quarterback? They didn't draft Craig Morton. They didn't draft John Elway. They didn't draft Peyton Manning. And now if they sign Rodgers or Russell, they're not drafting those guys either. They have traded for all of their great quarterbacks. They've never, it's not a John Elway thing. It's a Denver Bronco thing.
And
they never drafted a quarterback.
Yeah, they had what's his name? Gase's guy.
Well, maybe I could say Brian Greasy if you want, but that's like I said, Bronco great. And Brian Greasy's not a Bronco great. Craig Morton, John Elway, Peyton Manning, all acquired through via trade. How crazy!
Hey, they drafted Brock Osweiler.
There you go. So
and this kid, the kid that played their final game, placing Teddy Bridgewater. I forget his name now.
By the way, Chicago becomes even sexier if Aaron Rodgers does leave Green Bay.
Yeah. There's no way. Yeah.
I'm just saying. If he does,
you still got to go coach in Chicago.
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing, but yeah.
No. I like the Fields kid. I think you just got to work with him to give him a chance to maybe you might get something out of him. I know this. He's got heart and character. That's for damn sure. And he's a winner. So there's a lot of things you can work with Justin Fields. I'd try to work with him. That's for sure. Follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly, and make sure you subscribe to the Sun Sentinel, baby, and support our local journalists. Omar, as always, you're a stud. Thank you for taking some time, man.
All right.
Got it. There you go. Omar Kelly and the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.